Spring is here, and it's time for another test at the Gerotek facility. This time we have two versions of a 1-ton from Foton to see what they can do and how they perform.
We're at the incredible standout Gerotek testing facility just west of Pretoria, and I use the word standout because today we've got a standout brand that has come to South Africa that is going to fill an incredible niche. I've said it before, the demise of the Nissan NP200 was, in my opinion, a little bit of a disaster. However, that disaster is about to come to an end. On test, the Foton TruckMate. What can you say about this? Available in two options and many different derivatives. Allow me to explain. The drop side. What is the drop side? By the end of this test, you will know exactly what a drop side is. It is the must-have on a 1-ton Bakkie, as far as I'm concerned. And then you also get the box body. But today, I'm not alone. Somebody had to put this all together, and it wasn't me. It was my partner in crime, Grant McCleery, Driving Dynamics. Welcome. What have we got in store, Grant?
No, Mark, I mean, just adding to what you said, I mean, not only the NP200, but you remember we had the Opel and Chev utilities.
Correct.
After good sellers. We then had the Ford Bantam.
Mazda Rustler in the past as well.
Rustler. Yeah, we grew up with those, and you know, sad to see that there's nothing on the market like that till the Photons come along. And you know, electricians, plumbers, welders. I was in the motocross era. I mean, we all had half-tonners to take our motocross bikes on, our enduro
bikes.
bikes.
I said you need a one-size-fits-all. And when I say one-size-fits-all, not everybody's carrying massive loads. You are delivering computers, but you need space, not weight. You want to move beds, you want to move furniture. What I've seen here, I believe this is that one-size-fits-all.
Absolutely, and I mean, the price is just unbelievable. So what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be testing them on various tracks here at the wonderful Gerotek. We're going to do fuel consumption, we're going to do ride and handling, very much like what the driver would go through, you know, on his daily route.
Of course.
In-car comfort, how comfort is it? They spend the entire day in a car. Has he got things like cell phone chargers, aircon, you know, the basics, ABS, airbags, and that's really what we're going to be doing here today.
Just listening to Grant say what we're going to do, I'm already excited. Now Gerotek again, for the viewers, tell us about the incredible facility that is Gerotek.
It's my 43rd year here. It was built in 72.
So you know if it goes clockwise or anti-clockwise?
I'm starting to get it after 43 years. And yeah, it was a military development center, and we developed some of the greatest...
For Denel?
For Arms Corps.
For Arms Corps at the
And some
time.
of the greatest vehicles in the world came out of Gerotek, were developed here. And in '96, they opened it up to the vehicle manufacturers of the world because it was such a wonderful facility, and they realized, you know, we can't let this place go.
Of course.
So we have all the manufacturers today coming out from all over Europe because the weather conditions are like this most of the year, and it's the highest test center in terms of altitude. And a lot of the companies from Europe come and test their EVs here because of the altitude and because of the heat. So, yeah, no, we're very blessed to have a place like Gerotek. And I've worked at a couple of the test centers around the world. I've worked at the Contidrome. I've worked at Rüsselsheim, the Opel test center.
Contidrome in Germany now.
In Germany. And I can tell you now, it's world class. There's not even a question about it.
My Germany's not that great, but I'm going to say Gerotek, that's exceptional. I mentioned one size fits all, but different applications. Today, we've got two of the same vehicles, one loaded, one unloaded. Share with us what's happened there.
Yes, I mean, we're trying to make it as realistic as we can. They're obviously engineered to carry 1 ton.
Right.
So we've loaded the drop side with a ton of sand on the back, just to make it realistic. And as you said, not everyone's going to carry a ton. You know, logistics companies carry volume. Boxes, cell phones, clothing, you know.
Sometimes you need weight, sometimes you need space.
Absolutely. So we've got it to the maximum. We've put the tyres up to what the manufacturer suggests as a maximum
What
tyre
would that
pressure.
be, if I may ask?
3.5 bar.
3.5 bar.
And yeah, it's realistic, and that's what we're trying to achieve here today, is to see what it would be like with its full mass on the rear.
So I've got a party trick up my sleeve. We're going to do a little bit of a drag race, loaded versus unloaded. Grant's going to be in the loaded one because it's got better traction.
Yeah. I always get the raw end of the stick, don't I?
He knows it. He's seen the movie before.
With no time to waste, let's get into the first test. A simple drag race. Each driver gets one go in both vehicles.
So we're on the Skidpan, about to race Grant. We've got a weight advantage. We've probably got about 600 kilos less. I've got a canopy, maybe 300-400 kilos. He's got a ton of weight, but he's got the driving skill. And I've got a guest in the car. Please introduce yourself.
Kobus Kutsie, and I'm very happy to be here today. I think it is fantastic to drive with you.
unbelievable, and thank you so much, Cobus. We're lucky to have you here.
You need to straighten your wheels, else you're going to go into me.
Oh, are my wheels not straight?
No.
Which one?
Go. Now they're straight. And you need
Ready?
to come forward a bit.
3, 2, 1.
Thoughts, nice to know you. That's a Foton, and this is a real TruckMate.
Yeah.
Come on, baby.
Unbelievable. This is
But
unbelievable.
it is so smooth, it pulls off beautifully. I've got my window open, I'm comfortable, absolutely superb, 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 superb.
Wow.
Ah,
This is good.
Ah.
For 82 kilowatt, this will be done.
I forgot I was snoozing.
Yeah.
Grant, it's going to be a lot closer than,
Never.
hey?
Never.
What did he say?
Says now he's going to beat us in that one. He's got no chance. No chance.
So it's 1-0 to Michael, but I had the advantage of the unladen vehicle. Now Grant's in the laden one, but I've got the advantage of having the head of Foton in South Africa. Marius Small, welcome. I can't afford to lose this.
Thanks, Mike. Let's go for it.
I said earlier, the worst case scenario will come second. It's a lot closer, but now we can see. So I've got, I estimate, a ton of weight on there versus his 300 to 400 kilograms for the canopy. What I can say to you, while there is a ton of weight on it, it feels absolutely superb. No, this is impressive, Marius. This is impressive. So the absolute standout for me when we drive the two vehicles, one fully loaded, as we said, with a ton of weight, the other empty, just the canopy. The times, no question, will be different. A Formula One car will be slower with an extra 10 kilograms. However, noticeable performance, driving dynamics do not change at all. The brakes are as effective. The pull-off is the same. You don't have to ride the clutch. This vehicle doesn't feel a ton at all. I think Foton made a mistake. This is a 1.5 ton. Dinah, they're coming for you.
Next up, it's time for a little gymkhana on the skid pad to see how the Foton brothers fare against each other.
So now we're about to do the part that I absolutely love. Just the term Skidpan, a concrete circuit that is wet. Grant, you've done this a few thousand times, as we've said, but a ton on the back, forward cab. Is this the first time you've done it in something like this?
Absolutely. So it's all new to me. So what it basically is called a gymkhana. We use this mainly for driver training. It teaches a person which driving is all about, is forward thinking, planning, deciding what you're going to do, and it also teaches them car control. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to have a bit of fun. You and me, we're going to time each other. Remember what happened the last time? It was a no contest.
Second, me, third,
Okay, so
maybe.
and obviously you get penalised if you touch a beacon.
Course.
We add, everything's about time here. We're trying to get the lowest time. If you touch a beacon, we add 5 seconds to your time. So that's the whole thing. But it's a great exercise, and I mean it really is in proper driver training. It's a nice exercise to teach people.
Because you're simulating real world emergency lane change assist, braking.
Forward thinking, planning, car control.
So the question is, Chris, the camera guy is ready, the coordinator,
3,
are you ready?
2, 1.
Hopefully I'm ready, and off we go. So what we do, we stop the wheel spin, we go straight into second.
Nice.
You make up all your time when you turn. You don't want to get too much wheel spin. Let's just feed the power in. We're getting a bit of wheel spin, just got to control it. Through the emergency lane chains, clear that, we didn't touch any beacons, into the figure of 8. Got to say, it handles with a ton on the back.
Yeah, impressive.
Very impressive. Come on, a little bit too much wheel spin there.
superb. But I can tell you, as a passenger, it feels very sure-footed and comfortable.
Very comfortable. Turns nicely, got a great turning circle.
Yes.
Just got to watch the wheel spin, and we stop there.
With Grant's time locked in, it was time for Michael to test his skills.
I am ready, sir.
Stand by. 3, 2, 1, go!
We're going to make it count.
Nice and smooth now, nice and smooth. You make up all your time in the turns. Okay, so onto the brakes, tight turn. Don't push the nose. Don't push the nose. Watch the wheel spin when you come out of here. Just feed it in. That's nice. Excellent.
Thank you. When your teammate wants you to do well, that's teamwork, making the dream work.
Nice. Watch the wheel spin, watch the wheel spin. Good driving, good driving. Straight up to this one. Now, onto the brakes, don't go too wide, don't push the front. That's good. Perfect. Very good. Very good, okay. Start to feed it in and get a third there straight away. Nice. Now watch the rear end, don't lose the rear end. And now this is where you got to make up your time. Don't go
right, eh?
Yeah, right, clockwise. Slow down. Don't push that nose. Don't push the nose, and watch the wheel spin coming out of here. Just feed the power in. It's all about being smooth. It's going to be a good time this. And stop right there. Wow.
58 an hour, don't I? Maybe less.
Better.
Hey.
Nice one.
Good driving.
Thank you.
And our final test is a fuel economy test. Let's hear it straight from the horse's mouth, how it's going to go down.
So I said the Foton TruckMate had me at the proverbial hello. It looks good, it drives good. We've had the opportunity to drive it. Absolutely superb, comfortable. But now we're on the big one at Gerotek. What are we going to do, Grant?
So we're going to do a basic fuel consumption test. It's not going to be CSR or SABS. We're on the 3 kilometer banked oval. Wonderful facility.
It's exactly 3 kilometers.
Exactly in the outer lane.
Right.
We're going to be in the outer lane. We're going to do 120 k's an hour. We're going to do 15 laps.
So 45 kilometers.
45 k's. The vehicles have come in from the garage, so they add another 6, and then we're going to refuel them back at the garage afterwards, and then we're going to get a basic, what we call an urban cycle.
And an urban cycle is a combination of a little bit of high speed, low speed, etc.
Highway, freeway,
correct.
Suburban. Very much where these vehicles operate
Yes.
every day. Operate in the suburbs, start, stop, robots, intersections, traffic. So this will give us a ballpark figure. As I say, it's not going to be high-tech
Sure.
to the milliliter, but it will give us a good average of what they do.
And the beautiful thing is both vehicles will get a very similar result, so we'll know the accuracy there. Now remember, these vehicles are petrol. Petrol is always going to be slightly less fuel efficient, but when it comes to petrol, there's so many advantages. Running costs, I believe, are lower. Longevity, you're not going to have any problems. You've got no turbos here. What is your expectation? 10 litres per 100 or better?
I think better. I really do. Just driving them this morning, I mean, they've got lots of torque. I think so. I think yours is going to be a little bit more fuel efficient because it's a bit more streamlined. You remember a Bakkie?
Of course.
If you watch aerodynamics, the way they drag behind the actual buck of it is quite incredible. So they're not that fuel efficient.
Of course.
You know?
So Grant is the eternal optimist, and I have a sense of knowing, from what I've seen, I believe these vehicles are going to be highly fuel efficient. So as I say, torque is cheap, but in this case, it's not a race. It's to see who's the most fuel efficient. May the best man win.
I think so. And remember the last time you did win. No pressure, Mark.
Okay, guys, and we are ready to go in 3 and 2 and 1.
Remember, Mark, to use 5th gear.
So now we're about to start the real world fuel test. Gerotek 3 kilometer circuit, 15 laps, around 45 kilometers. Grant and myself, we're going to both stick to a steady 120. I'm sure Grant will go a little bit slower, but I'll know if he's going slower, he's in front. He always likes a little bit of the unfair advantage. He's going to say that I had the aerodynamic assistance.
Okay, 1 lap. You're my recorder.
1 lap. Onto the 2nd lap we go.
So So right now we've hit our target speed, 120 kilometers an hour. The vehicle builds up speeds nicely, naturally through the gears, but we did it slightly different. We built up from 70 kilometers an hour in 5th gear, very, very tractable, at 120, which is nearing a vehicle like this top speed, which would be just in the late 130s. The vehicle is tracking absolutely true. We're on a banked circuit. Now you think on a circuit like this, you'd be holding on. Not at all. As you'll see, I can literally drive one-handed. Whatever your driving style is, this vehicle will do it for you.
Grant and Michael then finished up the laps. So let's hear the results.
So when it comes to a test like this, there's a couple of things that are not scientific. Grant, before we start with fuel consumption, going around the track, I was at a steady 120, as were you in 5th gear. Your initial impression has got to be amazing.
I was very impressed. I mean, as I say, forward controls are always quite uncomfortable because you're not sitting like a normal car between the four wheels. You actually sit on top of the two wheels. So they're normally generally quite uncomfortable. I've got to say, this was very impressive, very smooth.
So the thing that stood out for me was minimal wind noise. I had minimal wind noise. There was no bounce. There was no vibration. We're sitting on top of the engine. The suspension is loaded, but it was solid and smooth. How was it for you?
Absolutely. Very impressive. Very, very impressive. I've done a couple of 100,000 laps around here in various cars, and I mean, this was magnificent.
But none more important than this.
None more important than this.
Foton, that's the truth. Now, when it comes to fuel consumption, what are the keys? Being in the right gear at all times, maintaining steady throttle input. For you, was it easy to keep to 120? For me, it was super easy.
Absolutely easy. I mean, that's what fuel consumption is about, especially when you've got a load on, he's been in the right gear, and also planning. When overtaking. When you come to a hill, make sure you got the right momentum, you're in the right gear, because everything, Mike, in a fleet today is cost per kilometer, and the biggest killer for these fleets today is the cost of fuel. So if you can save an operator 10 cents a kilometer just through correct driver training, you've amortized that over a year, and with a fleet of a couple of vehicles, you're saving yourself a lot of money.
So now, Grant and myself always say, may the best man win. I feel like I honestly nailed it there. I kept my speed constant. I was always in the right gear, obviously staying in my lane. Do you think you won?
I think I would have beaten you because my aerodynamics, although I've got a weight on the back, I think I'm a bit more aerodynamic than you, because that's what fuel consumption is, all about aerodynamics.
So you think not having the box body, you are more aerodynamic than me?
I think so, absolutely.
I think he's wrong. But the only way to settle this is to flip a coin. Heads or tails?
Tails.
We don't do it by a flip of a coin. We do it scientifically, but it was heads. Just so you know, it's an omen who won. So as you can see by the results on screen, yours truly has a foot that is featherweight. Grant, it was close, but a win is a win.
Win's a win.
Close, but no cigar for you. What do you put it down to?
Talent.
And there we leave it right there.
Last on the list was a walk around the vehicle, looking at ease of use and comfortability.
It's not often that you'll see me do a new vehicle review. Today is an exception, and it's an exception for a good reason. I'm next to a Foton TruckMate, which in my opinion is an industry and game changer. Let me tell you what I'm looking at. So what is powering this incredible machine? A normally aspirated 3-cylinder 1.5 litre petrol engine producing 82 kilowatts and 142 Newton meters of torque. However, that is not the best thing. It's the way it is delivered. When you're looking at a vehicle in this price category, in this class, I don't think anybody expects to be wowed. Let me tell you, I was wowed. Looks good, drives good, and everything inside this vehicle is exactly as it should be. Where are you going to spend the most time? Inside the vehicle. What's it got to do for you? It's got to work for you. Let me show you around. There's many things that irritate me about modern vehicles. It can be an entry-level car, it can be a top of the range, it can be an SUV, it can be a Bakkie. Talking about Bakkies, when I get into a Bakkie, that step that you have to get into and that climb up, look at the Foton TruckMate. It's simple and easy. I could get into this vehicle and out of this vehicle as many times a day as necessary. Then the moment I sit down, every single thing about this vehicle falls perfectly into place. The gear lever exactly where it should be. And what do I mean exactly where it should be? Some gear levers are too far forward, some gear levers are column shift, old school, but Foton TruckMate, you've got a slick 5-speed, easy shifting gearbox. Handbrake. It's a typical handbrake, not electronic. I want to put the handbrake down, I do that. I want to put it up, I do that. Don't tell me I'm not good at putting a handbrake up and down. Then starting the vehicle. It may sound small or petty, but I don't have to have my foot on the brake. I don't have to have my foot on the clutch. I'm standing outside the car. I want to start the vehicle. I want to put the aircon on to cool me down. Nice and easy. When I sit down, let's look at the driving position. Absolutely perfect. The dashboard, I can see every single thing clearly. The speedo, the rev counter, the fuel gauge, the temperature gauge. My seating position. Again, if it sounds like I'm exaggerating, go drive a Foton TruckMate. You will agree with me. The seat moves forward and back, nice and easy. The backrest is adjustable. The headrests are adjustable. Now I found the right and comfortable driving position happens immediately. What do I need in a car? My aircon, my radio falls easily to hand, slick, easy shifting 5-speed gearbox, clutch, super light. Guys, if I haven't got across that you've got a winner on your hands if you buy the Foton TruckMate, then I'll try harder next time. So anyone who spends a lot of time in the car, you know how you're always running out of battery. I am not a big fan of the USB charging points. I love the old school lighter. Does the Foton have one? No, it doesn't. It's got 2. Now it's quite clear that this is a pleasant environment, but I'm not in this vehicle for nothing. I'm in this vehicle towing or carrying a capacity. Let me show you what this vehicle is about. The term it's a workhorse is there for a reason. This vehicle is designed to carry 1-ton load, but it's not just the load that it carries, it's the manner in which it carries it. Think about this for a moment. Super easy to open tailgate. That doesn't just go to the level position, it goes right down. So you and the team can carry things right to here, and it's easy, as opposed to here and then trying to lift it a far distance. Try loading from the side in any of your standard Bakkies, your well-known 1-ton brands. Can't happen. Watch this. Simple, easy to unleash, hinge, and all you do, again, drop it, doesn't go flat, it goes right down. So now, one of the things that you will notice that this vehicle doesn't have is wheel arches. A typical 1-ton Bakkie's got that intrusive wheel arch. Now, I want to load a bed, I want to load a cupboard. How do I do that? Easy. You do it on a Foton TruckMate. In certain segments, brands compete. Think small SUV, a Val H6. Then another segment, double cabs, certain brands dominate. Think Toyota Hilux. Behind us, Grant, I think Foton TruckMate has created its own segment. It's going to dominate, absolutely, but what is competing with us?
Well, that's the problem, Mike. I mean, we've got no more Nissan. There's no more Opel, no more Chevrolet Ute, no more Rustler, the Mazda Rustler we all grew up with, the Ford Bantam. I mean, they all seem to have vanished off our market, and there's such a big need for that in South Africa. If you take from the plumbers to the electricians to the courier companies to the motocross rider, the enduro rider, I mean, that's what we grew up with, and of course, you know, I think they've come at the right time with a wonderful product.
But think about this, the Nissan NP200 went off the market in 2023, 289,000 Rand at the time. What was its payload?
Probably about 650 to 700.
500 to 600,
yeah.
I always took it as off-tonner 600. This is a full 1-ton.
Absolutely.
Top of the range, 30, 40, 50,000 Rand less. How do you explain that? When you drove this car today, is there one single thing that you didn't like?
Nothing. I'm quite a tall guy. I sat comfortably.
Correct.
Which is important. The driver's a driver. They spend the entire day in the car. It's got unbelievable power for a 1500. Being a fraud control sitting on top of the front axle, you know, you expect it to be uncomfortable. They normally are.
The opposite.
It was absolutely opposite. You didn't feel that at all. I mean, I must be honest, when we put the ton of weight on, it made no difference. Yes, it made a difference in maybe the acceleration time. But I mean, it was as good on the Skidpan.
Correct,
on
but
the
you didn't
Gymkhana.
feel it. In the real world, we had a ton of weight and we had an empty Bakkie. The pull-off, you weren't riding the clutch, you weren't taking greater distance to brake. It is exceptional. Behind us, I believe is a new segment that has been created in this country, an affordable, under 250,000 Rand, 1-ton Bakkie that's got aircon, ABS brakes, power steering, electric windows. Tell me when to stop. Because it sounds like I'm reading off a tick sheet here. It is that good.
Absolutely.
What about this vehicle for you is a negative?
I must be honest, I can't find any. We spent the day in the vehicles, so we've done a lot of driving and very impressed. You know, being a forward control sitting on top of the front axle, you expect them, and they normally are quite uncomfortable.
Like a little bit bouncy?
Absolutely not.
Nothing.
Power was great, 1500 with a 1-ton payload. You never felt the payload.
And now think about that, 1.5 litre, normally aspirated, 82 kilowatts, around 140 Newton meters of torque. The actual vehicle itself is pretty light, around 950 kilos, but you spoke about the payload. We did a test on the drag strip. Forget about the times for a second. Other than the times, could you feel a difference when it had the payload on?
Not at all. And even when you put the payload on yesterday, you know, the suspension never even sagged.
But now that is very interesting. We've done a 1-ton Bakkie test before, and we're not going to mention names, but some well-known Bakkies. You put a ton on, when you say sag, it didn't drop completely, but it moved. This was like stable.
When we did that test with the single cabs, you actually felt it. You know, the steering became vaguer, braking distances were longer, the acceleration, you could feel it was a bit lazy. I didn't feel the weight, I must be honest. I drove majority of the day of the one of the weight, and it was magnificent. I mean, easy to drive. You actually wouldn't know you had a weight on. As you said this morning, the chances of someone actually loading a ton on. You know, a lot of these computer companies, cell phone companies, logistic companies, they need volume. So they're probably carrying 300 to 500 kgs. I mean, we wouldn't even feel that.
So let's have a look at what this vehicle is competing against on price. Absolutely brand new, with all due respect. There's an Ashok Leyland, which is undrivable. The JAC, pretty decent, but not in this league. What else is it competing against?
H100.
400,000 Rand? 150,000 Rand more?
2700, the K2700.
Again, 150,000 Rand more?
Absolutely.
So I pose the following question to you. You've got 250,000 Rand to spend. Do you go for a second-hand, well-known 1-ton Bakkie with 200,000 kilos, or do you consider the TruckMate?
At under 250, I think that's a no-brainer. I think there's your answer.
To Foton and the team in South Africa and the team in China, you have an absolute winner on your hands for yourself and myself to endorse it. Is it saying the right thing, or do we have to believe in it?
Oh, I think I do believe in it. It's very good, very impressed.
After what I've seen today, I can honestly say to you, Michael, host of All Things Motoring, gives it a double thumbs up. So now I want to get onto the side of the Bakkie. Easy, there's two ways to do it. The traditional way, that was elegant, or you want to see the Mike way, really elegant? Watch this. I could do that all day, every day. I feel like I'm standing on higher ground. Foton, you have created the higher ground. I believe where you are leading, all others will try follow. Congratulations to the team, exceptional product.